Journey through Taipei Zoo, where animals and education meet. Taipei Zoo isn't just for seeing animals. It's a place where future animal doctors come to learn. If you're studying to be a veterinarian, you can even apply to work here as an intern. That means you get to work with animals and learn how to take care of them. The zoo is also home to the preserved body of Lin Wang, an elephant with a rich history. He served in the army during the Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945, and later came to Taiwan. He spent most of his life in Taipei Zoo. And many visitors called the bull elephant Grandpa Lin Wang. When he died in 2003, the zoo decided to make a model out of him. Now you can see it standing in the B1 basement floor of Taipei Zoo Education Center. There are many more things to see and learn at Taipei Zoo. An adventure there is a marvelous experience. Hello, everyone. Welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And today we are back at the Taipei Zoo. We've been checking out the zoo and learning a little bit of its interesting history. It is more than 100 years old. I did not know that. It used to be north of Taipei. What would that area be? Yuanshan, kind of Shilin, that kind of area by the Grand Hotel. Now, of course, it's down there in Mucja, so it's moved down to the south. And that move from the north side to the south side of Taipei City happened in 1986. So it was actually in its original location for more than 100 years. Or sorry, about 70 years, I should say. It's been around for more than 100 years. But of course, now it has been in Mucja for a number of years. It's very, very popular. It's the biggest zoo in Taiwan, I should say. And as the article said, one of the best attractions in Asia. So we're going to be learning more about the zoo. So let's get to our article. And it begins, Taipei Zoo isn't just for seeing animals. Of course, that's what a lot of people will go there for, seeing the animals. But it isn't just for that. There's more things going on there, more activities going on there. And we mentioned this a little bit. As it says, it isn't just a place for seeing animals. It's a place where future animal doctors come to learn. So it's also an educational place as well.
所以呢，我们这个台北动物园呢，不仅仅是看动物的地方哦，也是未来动物医生学习的场所。
And if animals and animal science, and especially taking care of sick animals, is interesting for you, then listen up. If you're studying to be a veterinarian, you can even apply to work here as an intern.
That's so cool.
And wouldn't that be a fantastic experience? This, of course, is not for everyone. You can't just say, I like cats, and they'll let you go in and feed the tigers. It doesn't work that way. You'll probably feed the tiger with your own self. So no, but if you really are serious and you're studying animal science, or specifically to be an animal doctor, because that is what a veterinarian is. It's an animal doctor. And to apply, or apply to, or apply for, is basically to put your name forward so that they might pick your name. They might choose you to do something. It probably means this is a situation or a place where a lot of people want to do it or go there, but they can't let everyone in, so they have to kind of pick and choose who comes in. They might look at your scores, look at your grades, do an interview, that kind of thing. You apply to a job, all right? They don't have jobs for everyone at this company, so if you want to work here, tell us about yourself, and if we pick you, you will have a job. You will apply to a school, because some schools are very popular. Everyone wants to go to that school, and they can't let all the students in, so they'll look at your grades. Again, they might do an interview, and if they have a place for you, then congratulations, you can go. But before you can go there, you have to apply and hope that you are chosen. For example, you can't apply for a credit card. First of all, you're only 12 years old, and second, you have no money. Both very true.
Yeah. 所以呢 veterinarian 就是兽医的意思，它就是 vet 的 的完整说法。Apply for something or apply to something 就是去申请的意思。那么 intern 就是实习生。所以呢，我们可以说 I'm going to apply for that scholarship to help with my tuition fees， 或者是呢去提交申请。英文可以说的 put in an application， 比如说 she put in an application for the vacant position at the company。所以如果你正在学习想要成为兽医啊，你可以到这一个台北 Zoo 申请实习。It sounds like fun.
It does absolutely sound like fun. And what a thrilling thing, what a great opportunity for someone who wants to be a vet. As it says, that means if they choose you, that means you get to work with animals and learn how to take care of them. And of course, not just working with dogs and cats and things like that. You'll be working with very, very cool exotic animals from all around the world, animals that many vets would never get a chance to get that close to.
所以 get to do something 就是有机会。
And if you visit the zoo, or if you're an intern, you'll also meet someone else special. The zoo is also home to the preserved body of Lin Wang, an elephant with a rich history. That's right, Lin Wang was the famous elephant that lived at the zoo for many, many, many years. Unfortunately, old Lin, he died a few years ago. But they kept his body and they protected it. They preserved his body, and he kind of stands there now as a statue. This once living elephant is now a dead elephant, but it still looks like a living elephant because it's been preserved.
对 preserved 就是防腐的意思哦，所以这个动物园啊也是林旺的家，大家应该知道它是一只有丰富历史的大象。
Yeah, I remember I had a good time with Lin Wang once. We made eye contact, he and I.
Oh, really?
I felt we had a connection. I was there with all those little kids in a kindergarten. They were jumping up and down and making noise and being all noisy and loud like little kids are. And Lin Wang, he came over, he looked through the bars and he kind of looked at me like, kids, am I right? So noisy. And I looked at him like, yeah, sorry, man. And he was fine. Yeah, so I do feel a personal connection with old Lin Wang. Anyways, he actually has a very interesting story. It says we're talking about the elephant here, Lin Wang. He served in the army during the Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945. So he was a soldier and later came to Taiwan. Well, we salute you, Lin, and your service. He served in the army. When you serve in something, we're not talking about serving like a waiter or waitress might serve you food, or you might serve people food or drinks if you're hosting a party. No, we're talking about you're working or you're doing the job or the duties for a person, for an organization, for a country. You're basically in a job in some way. And often this kind of job is maybe in the government. Part of the job is helping people. You can serve as a police officer, serve as a nurse, serve as a teacher, that kind of thing. You might not say I served as a burger cook at a restaurant. That's what you worked as, right? That's what you did. But to serve has a bit of an idea of you're kind of helping other people in doing your job, in the same way that a waiter or waitress will serve people and help them get their food in a restaurant. So basically, he was in the army. If you are a soldier in the army, if you're a human or an elephant, you can say, I served in the army, or something like that. When he was a young man, Mr. Wang served in the army for 2 years.
好，我们的 serve 在文章中当然是服役工作的意思。所以呢 serve 这个字呢，它也有服务提供的意思嘛。那么当然当满足符合的意思都蛮常见的，比如说这个餐厅啊，还有什么提供什么也可以。 The restaurant serves delicious Italian cuisine， 或者是今天可能是这个服务员要给你上菜，也可以使用 serve 这一个字。比如说或者是说满足的意思或提供。 This dish will serve as an appetizer before the main course。 所以呢这一个林旺啊，他在中日战争期间呢，也就是1937年到1945年这期间在军队中有服役，后来就到了台湾。
Okay, well, he may have served in the army for a few years, but he spent most of his life in Taipei Zoo, and many visitors called the bull elephant Grandpa Lin Wang. So that's pretty cool. So if you're a young person and you go to Taipei Zoo, you might see his preserved body. Your father or mother might have seen him at the zoo when they were kids, and your grandparents might have seen him at the zoo when they were kids. So that gives you an idea of how long Lin Wang was a was a very valued member of the staff at the zoo. We describe him here as a bull elephant. Bull here, we're kind of using it as an adjective, although it can also be a noun. It basically means a male or a boy of a certain kind of animal. When we have cows, that is the female. The male will be the bull. The most common would be, cows. When you see cows in a field and there's either milk cows or there's that much larger male cow, sometimes it has that ring through its nose and horns. That's the one you might not want to get too close to. Bulls or bull cows can be quite aggressive and very fast and powerful. When you think of those Spanish guys who fight the bulls, right? They stand in that stadium and ole, and they're waving around their red capes. Those are bulls. That actual sport is called bullfighting. Those are cows. But we can also use bull for elephants, for whales, for moose, I believe, or caribou, certain types of deer. But basically, it's a term for the large male version of that animal. For example, although they may look big and slow, bull hippos are some of the most dangerous animals in Africa.
所以呢 bull 这个字呢，它就是雄兽的意思啦，大型的动物，像是大象啊、金鱼这些都可以。一个公牛雄性动物，比如说 the farmer kept several bulls in the pasture to breed with the cows。所以呢，农夫呢在牧场养了好几头的公牛跟母牛一起繁殖。所以其实林旺大部分的生命都是在这个动物园台北动物园度过了。那很多游客都称他为林旺爷爷。
When Grandpa Lin Wang died in 2003, the zoo decided to make a model out of him. They wanted to keep his body, keep the memory of him, kind of honor him. And so instead of having like a statue made of metal or stone or wood or something, they actually just preserved his body, but they turned him into a model of himself, I guess you could say. A model is an accurate representation of something. I don't have that thing here because it's very valuable or big or expensive or old, but I do have this. It looks exactly the same. It might be a different size, but it is perfectly made to be kind of a small copy of that original thing. You might have a model airplane or a model car. You might have seen models of the Titanic, maybe in a museum or something. It's not the real Titanic. It's much smaller, but it looks exactly the same. So that's what we're talking about here. It is an accurate representation of something, not an artistic version. It's more like a scientific version. For example, look at this. It's a model of a sailing ship inside an old bottle. How did they do that?
Wow, 所以 model 就是模型，这边是文章中是名词模型的意思。那我们常常说模范，英文就是 role model。比如说 many teenagers look up to their favorite celebrities as role models， 就是很多年轻人呢，青少年自己喜欢的名人，都会把他们当成是自己的榜样。那么 out of something 就是用什么东西制成的。所以林旺爷爷呢，在2003年去世的时候呢，动物园就决定帮他制作一个模型。
So if you're interested in going to pay Grandpa Lin Wang a visit, it says now you can see it standing in the B1 basement floor of Taipei Zoo Education Center. So that's the place in the zoo that you would want to go to see this preserved body of Lin Wang.
OK, 我们在这一个句子看到今天的文法，我们赶快来看一下。所以今天的 Language in Focus 我们要讲到的是感官动词，用来表示察觉某个人或某个事物，也就是受词所发生的动作。受词后面呢可以接原形动词、现在分词或者是过去分词哦。那么感官动词呢可以分为以下几类哦。我们视觉的话有 see, watch, look at, notice, observe。听觉的话呢有 hear, listen to。感觉就是有像 feel 这一些字。那么感官动词受词后方的动词形态呢是取决于受词本身动作的状态，所以如果是原形动词的话，就是表示受词呢所经历某事的完整过程。比如说 The young boy watched his sister fix the toy truck。 那么如果是现在分词呢，就强调受词正在做某一件事情哦。像是我们的文章中 Now you can see it， 那就是这个 it 就指的就是 the model of Lin Wang standing in the B1 basement floor of Taipei Zoo Education Center， 这边是 see something standing。 那么如果是过去分词呢，表示受词是被动经历某一件事情，比如说 The young man saw his professor being shot by the robbers， 因为他的教授是被杀死的嘛，不是自己杀自己哦，所以我们这边要用过去分词。
All right. So yes, we were saying that you can find him in the basement, the B1 level of the building. Basement is basically a floor of a building that has been built underground. So the building will sit on the ground. As you walk in the front door, you'll be on the first floor generally, or maybe the ground floor in some parts of the world. And if you go up, of course, the numbers climb, right? 1, 2, 3, up to the really high floors. But if you go down, then you are in the basement. Okay, so some buildings might have one basement, even homes might have one basement, but really big buildings might have several basements. And that's why when you look at an elevator, for the floors that go down below the ground, it'll be B1, B2, B3. Guess what the B stands for? Basement. There you go. So that's about all we have to say about basements, except we can tell you this. When she was little, Abby and her brother used to be too scared to go down to the basement with the lights off.Basement
就是地下室的意思哦，所以你可以说 the basement of the house 代表是这间房子的地下室呢 is where we store our extra furniture。 所以呢，你们如果要看林旺的模型，可以到台北动物园教育中心，也就是 B1 他们的地下一楼可以看到哦。
Okay, back to the article. It says there are many more things to see and learn at Taipei Zoo. An adventure there is a marvelous experience. So yes, there are many things to see and learn at the zoo. That is very, very true. You can see the animals and you can learn lots of science and biology about them. And an adventure there, or just a trip there, a day trip there, is a marvelous experience. Something marvelous is wonderful, great, excellent, amazing, fantastic. It's really, really good. For example, we had a marvelous time at the amusement park last weekend. We should go one more time before the summer ends.
所以 marvelous 就是非常好的，所以 marvelous idea 就是一个好主意的意思哦。所以呢，像这个台北动物园还有很多很好玩的事物可以看到跟学习，大家有时间可以去那边冒险，体验一下奇妙的经历。Wonder what kind of a question we're going to have today.
Good question. So let's check out the question.And our chat question is, would you like to work as an intern at a zoo? What kind of animals would you be most excited to work with?
I think it would be really fun, but I'm really sensitive to smell, so probably that's not something I'm gonna very fond of. But I think I would just really want to work with alpaca.
Alpacas?
Yeah, they're so cute.
They're cute, but they can probably smell.They probably poop a lot.
I think every kind of animal smells,
Spiders?
Right?
I don't know if spiders smell.
Can we see spiders at a zoo?
Sure.
Do
they have an insect house.
Tarantula?
Sure. You can see spiders. You can see snakes. Scorpions. Scorpions smell like flowers.
Do they?
No, I just made that up. I have no idea, but I imagine they don't smell as bad as alpacas. How about you guys? What kind of animals would you want to work with if you were lucky enough to be an intern at the zoo? Take care, everyone. Take care of yourselves and all our animal friends. And we'll see you back here soon.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 所以呢，听完今天的节目还学得不够尽兴的话，就欢迎到我们的空中家教跟老师一起练习哦。Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Apply. Dennis applied to several colleges around Taiwan, and he is waiting to see which ones accept him. Serve. George served 2 years at the company, and he left to go back to school. Bull. During mating season, bull whales sing loud songs to show off to female whales. Model. My dad built a model airplane that he keeps on display in our living room. Basement. Those stairs lead down to the basement. It's a little dark down there. Marvelous. That cake wasn't just good, it was marvelous. I'll buy one every month.
智慧小补帖
Veterinarian. Veterinarian. Intern. Preserved.